everywhere. GBS.
A very good evening and thank you for joining GBS News at 9. My name is Stephen George and our sign language interpreter tonight is Alan Kiama. And now, Kenya Kwanza leaders have channeled their blame to Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya over politicizing security issues. The pro-Kenya Kwanza administration leaders have today accused Natembeya on his utterances over the country's insecurity, terming him as a goon in the political scene. Davis Karani reports.
Many goons attached to politicians in Trans Nzoia. They haven't matured properly to be a gang. You know, a gang is a very serious issue.
Interior CS Honorable Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen has today urged politicians to keep off security matters out of politics, and his words came in after Trans Nzoia Governor Honorable George Natembeya stated that Kenya is at the risk of losing its peaceful status due to the laxity that is in the Kenya Kwanza administration. Hence, his statement attracted the wrath from the Kenya Kwanza administration leaders.
Mimi nataka nimwambie Natembeya ambaye ni mzembevu na ambaye atatembea kwa sababu uweze fanya ufisadi na kila siku akiamuka anatusi William Ruto, anatusi rais. Niliona hata bajeti yake aliweka 5 million ya kununua coffins. Gavana msima Natembeya anaweka 5 million kununua coffins. Yaani umeshindwa kutibu watu mpaka umeamua waende Sayuni. Hatutakubali na usipobadilisha tabia tutakutembeza utembee vile jina yako inasema.
Siasa sasa hapa imekuwa hata uwezi penda kwenda kwa matanga. Because hakuna kitu ya maana utasikia kwa matanga. Hakuna programu ya wamama, hakuna programu ya vijana utasikia. Mambo yote ni 2027, mara mimi nitakuwa hii, mara mimi nitakuwa hii. Saa hii uko nini? Fanya kazi na hiyo kitu uko nayo.
Natembeya has been a hard thorn to the Kenya Kwanza administration, pressing out the pressure in the broad-based administration while shooting sensitive areas in this administration, including Odinga's entry, in which Natembeya stated that it was contrary to the agreement during their campaign moment.
Nilikuja hapa nikaombea Raila kura usiku na mchana, nyinyi mnajua. Hakunipatia hata shilingi moja. Mimi mwenyewe nilikampenia yeye. Na for the first time in history Raila akapata kura Trans Nzoia, si ndio? Sasa ameenda kule Nairobi, ameenda kuongea na rais, ameingia ndani ya serikali. Mimi nakwambia wewe Raila, wewe Raila, wewe.
Will he manage the weight of the government? Time will prove. Davis Karani, GBS News, Nairobi.
Moving on swiftly, President William Ruto has officially begun a 5-day state visit to China, becoming the first African leader to visit Beijing since U.S. tariffs disrupted global trade. The visit offers Kenya a chance to leverage the fallout from 10% baseline tariff imposed by the U.S. since 5th of April 2025, affecting 185 countries, including Kenya, and threatening duty-free exports under the soon-to-expire AGOA program. Ruto aims to secure major Chinese investments in infrastructure, including the stall in Naivasha-Malaba SGR extension, road networks, and port expansions aligned with China's Belt and Road Initiative. Talks also include funding for the Nairobi-Mau Mau Summit dual carriageway. He will inaugurate the Kenya Tea Holding Center in Fujian to boost Kenya tea exports and support small-scale farmers. At Peking University, he will deliver a keynote speech on Africa's vision for inclusive growth and stronger South-South cooperation. Titus Wekesa Sifuna, a 22-year-old man from Bungoma County, was today charged and arraigned at the Mlimani Law Courts for trolling President William Ruto on the social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. He operated under the username I Must Go and the handle at Fifth the Thief, where he posted derogatory and inflammatory messages and images targeting President Ruto and his family. The prosecution alleges that his post amounted to hate speech, potentially inciting ethnic divisions and threatening national peace and cohesion. investigation. Additionally, Sifuna was accused of impersonating the president by using a fake profile image and spreading false information that President Ruto would leave office, which misled the public. The Directorate of Criminal Investigation, DCI, arrested Sifuna following an intelligence report and a covert investigation that traced his digital footprint. Now, the investigation included forensic examination of his devices and verification of his identity linked to the SIM card used for the account. The prosecution requested that Sifuna be detained for 7 days to allow further investigation, including gathering more evidence and determining whether he acted alone or part of a wider network.
I therefore pray that this court finds the investigating officer to have established enough reasons and grounds to enable this court to issue custodial orders so that they can be able to complete their investigation.
Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has hinted at possibility of coming up with a police unit to specifically deal with the matters of human trafficking after cases of job seekers trafficked and abandoned in countries overseas. The CS, who was speaking before the National Assembly Security Committee, urged Kenyans to remain vigilant and careful about engaging unregistered agencies looking to exploit them. Preliminary findings of some of the reported cases of missing persons in northern Kenya indicate that certain individuals are involved in human trafficking. Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen told Parliament on Tuesday he was speaking while responding to a question by a Member of Parliament for Tabad constituency, Hussein Bare, who had requested a statement regarding the rampant cases of human trafficking in northern Kenya.
If you're talking about the people who are going to Myanmar, Vietnam, and all those other countries, ordinarily they will just go through the normal recruitment agencies, and then the process is processed, and they're saying people are going there, they are going to do official jobs, and then when they reach there, they are used for sexual exploitation and other things. Emanating from this discussion, thinking around human trafficking unit might be necessary to confront the new challenges that we are facing as a country. As you can see, the cases I read here go back to 2020, 2019. It's been an old case. And then, as Vice Chair said, it's linked also to terrorism, among others. There's that unit for anti-trafficking. They will then have the human trafficking unit can also work together with the labor agencies to monitor the trends.
A special unit from the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, DCI, has taken charge of the probe into alleged organ trafficking at Medill Hospital in Eldoret, Kenya. This follows revelations from investigations and media exposés that highlighted suspicious kidney transplant activities at the hospital, which is now suspended from offering organ transplant services pending further investigations. The probe was initiated after reports by German media outlets exposed an international organ trafficking network operating through Kenya, with Medihill Hospital identified as a central site for kidney transplants involving foreign recipients and vulnerable Kenyan donors. The government responded by suspending the hospital's kidney transplant program and establishing a special committee to investigate ethical standards, regulatory compliance, and confidentiality issues at Medihill. 2 health officials from the Ministry of Health were suspended for allegedly interfering in the 2023 investigation into the hospital. The ministry is also seeking to revoke medical licenses of foreign doctors implicated in the scandal, particularly those from Pakistan and India. Moving on swiftly, Kariobangi North Member of County Assembly Joel Munuve has passed away. Speaker of the Assembly Ken Ngodi said that the MCA passed away while receiving treatment at a hospital on Kiambu Road. Now, the MCA was elected on an independent ticket in 2022 general election. Munuve's cause of death has not yet been established, but he had complained of some pain while being driven to the hospital on Tuesday morning. Now, the MCA has been described by his colleagues as a brother whose presence and insights uplifted many. Prior to his death, the late Kariobangi North leader was a tough critic of Nairobi County Governor Johnson Sakaja and was on course of collecting signature to impeach the city boss.
The leadership of the County Assembly of Nairobi is deeply saddened to announce the untimely passing on of one of our members, Honorable Gbs, who is elected member of their County Assembly up to date for Kariobangi North Ward. He suddenly collapsed and passed away earlier today. Honorable Gbs was a dedicated leader, a tireless servant of the people, and a passionate voice in the Assembly. His relentless commitment to the residents of Kariobangi North and the greater ideals of public service will be remembered with immense respect and admiration. We mourn not only the loss of a colleague, but a brother whose presence and insight enriched our institution and uplifted many. His sudden demise is profound loss to his family, his constituents, and the entire Nairobi City County government. On behalf of the County Assembly of Nairobi and my own behalf, as the Speaker, we convey our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and constituents of Honorable Gbs. Our thoughts and prayers are with them during this difficult time. Further details regarding the funeral arrangements will be communicated in due course. May his soul rest in eternity.
Na ukiangalia kama nchi yetu tumekuwa na viongozi, tumekuwa na wanasiasa katika nyadhifa za uongozi. Ile tunataka sasa tuwe na viongozi katika nyadhifa za kisiasa. Ya kwanza ningependa kuzungumzia na viongozi wenzangu. Nataka tukumbuke kwamba wakati wowote ambayo umenukuliwa na Mungu, Mungu amekutunuku kukupatia hatima za uongozi. Ningependa sote tujikumbushe kwamba tumepatiwa jukumu hili na siku moja tutaulizwa maswali. Ile wakati ambao ulikuwa pale ulifanya nini? Na hii tumepatiwa ni favor ya Mungu. Kwa sababu haimaanishi sisi ni bora kuliko wengine. Kuna wengine hata wamesoma zaidi yetu, kuna wengine wako bora zaidi yetu, lakini Mwenyezi Mungu aliona ni sisi atupe. Kwa hiyo ningependa wakati umepatiwa, tafadhali tuweze kuwa tunatumikia watu wetu, kwa sababu utumishi wetu ndio kesho utatengeneza Kenya yetu. Let us be considerate people, let us be considerate leaders, and let us know that a good leader is not, he will always be judged by what he has done, and a good leader should not think of the next generation. We are supposed to think of our legacy. Na kama sisi sote tunaweza kuwa tunafikiria kuacha legacy yetu, tukiwacha sehemu hii, ule mwingine akija anaipeleka sehemu nyingine. And I believe by doing this, Kenya will be the most beautiful and good country to live in.
Well, we are taking a short break. Your feedback streaming into a social media platform, GBS TV Africa. The SMS line is 2114. We'll be right back.
This is the Youth Hub show that gets a groove on. We have so many topics lined up for you guys.
Can you survive without internet?
No, I can't. Siwezi survive bila internet mimi.
Hii ni kama kuambia mtu mwenye alikuwa amezoea kushinda na nguo, mwambie toa nguo ushinde.
Sister like Tito who believes in miracles.
Don't you believe in miracles?
Don't you believe in miracles?
If you're in love, akili inafungika na macho. You won't see anything negative in the relationship.
So my films, I can get funding to get a lot of time to do pre-production, so that when I'm shooting, costume ulishapanga, kila watu wako wanajua wanavaje, shooting location, like that process ya kwenda ku secure location, kwenda ku video, secure location, you get and like wow, hii location ikeza pata,
this is where it will all happen.
It makes you happy.
Kuwa na vitu mingi sana, mapanga le nini, tunachokisa hizo issues zimekuwa zinachocha sana. Tunataka kutuka hivyo tu bila hii mambo ya mneti.
Are you ready? So yes, the logo. Reveal.
Cadillac.
Unasema Cadillac. Tunapenda watu we love communicating, we love welcoming people.
Internet ikikuja kututoa pangiza,
Could you excuse me, please? Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, miss. Didn't see you there. Pardon us, miss.
Watch out, big thing coming your way.
Remove my skin and I won't cry. But you might. What am I?
Are you still practicing art ukifanya your engineering? Umezimix ama umeenda tu fully on art? Sasa najua, hebu kwanza tutajia, because najua huwezi taja wote. Just some of the people wenye, some of the celebs wenye umeweza ku reveal your art to them.
J. Kroba, wimbi yake. Hiyo siku walifurahia mbaya. Na mimi nilikuwa emotional mbaya sana.
Lilia.
Go check that video, guys. Nililia mbaya.
I was seeing kuna place ulikuwa unasema like Beyond walikusaidia sana in building your career. Unaweza tuambie hiyo moment wenye ilikuanga?
We.
Everywhere, Gbs.
And welcome back. The Catholic Church has its set rules to be followed whenever its leader dies, especially the Pope. Several rituals are performed and observed in honor of a Pope and the office that he occupied. They have always been performed any time such as tragedy happens. Davis Karani take us through what has always happened at such a time.
The death of the Bishop of Rome is marked by a series and sequence of rites and rituals that have been observed since early centuries. When the Pope dies, the Camerlengo is notified and immediately he assumes the position of the Supreme Pontiff until the cardinals gather in Rome to elect the new Pope. This is in case the Pope dies while in office, and the Pope has to be buried between the 4th and the 6th day of his death, and the official mourning period is 9 days in which different cardinals preside the celebration of Mass. Traditionally, the head of the Pope will be hit with a hammer as his baptismal name is called out. If the Pope did not respond, then he will be confirmed dead. The papal ring, also termed as fisherman's ring, is removed and crushed to mark the end of his reign. This is also done to avoid forgery of documents in the Pope's name. The Pope is then clothed in red vestments, since red is the customary color of mourning popes. The Pope's body is placed in 3 coffins. The first one is made of cypress, and this signifies that he was an ordinary man, just like any other person. The next coffin is made of zinc, and traditionally, lead will be used, which signifies durability, and on it a cross is placed. The Pope's name and papacy is inscribed on it. And finally, both coffins are placed in the third one made of walnut. This shows the dignity of the office of the Pope. The final and the third coffin is hammered with a pure gold nails, and the Pope is buried in St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Traditionally, some organs of the Pope could be taken for burial and sent as relics in other places. However, Pope Pius X abolished this customary and practice in the early 90s, and when Pope John Paul II died in 2005, the Vatican denied that his heart will be sent to his native home in Poland as a relic according to the request of his people.
Tensions are rising between South Sudan and United States after diplomatic dispute over deportations sparked a major visa ban. Now, South Sudan is sending a high-level delegation to Washington, hoping to ease the standoff and restore relations. Here's more on the story.
South Sudan is sending a high-level delegation to the United States to ease tensions after the U.S. cancelled all visas for the South Sudanese nationals. The move followed a dispute over Makula Kintu, a deportee the U.S. says is South Sudanese, but who was initially denied entry at Juba International Airport. Though Kintu has since been allowed in and South Sudanese Foreign Affairs Minister was dismissed over the issue, the U.S. stands firm with the Secretary of State Marco Rubio calling it a matter of national security. The South Sudanese delegation, led by top officials, aims to negotiate the return of 137 nationals facing deportation and restore diplomatic ties with Washington. Elvin Muyodi, Gbs News.
The Gaza Health Ministry has set to embark on a polio vaccination campaign to immunize 600,000 children in the Gaza Strip. The ministry further elaborated that the enclave is vulnerable and may face a resurgence of the polio disease. Furthermore, the health ministry issued a grave warning about the total collapse of the healthcare system caused by Israel's blockade of essential supplies. Abdi Hamid reports.
Gaza's health officials revealed that a campaign for the polio vaccination, backed by the United Nations, has been suspended due to the ongoing blockade. The campaign was set to vaccinate over 600,000 children, but its halt now leaves the region vulnerable to a potential resurgence of the disease. Polio, which had nearly been eradicated, could once again pose a public health crisis, adding to the many humanitarian crises in Gaza. Diplomatic efforts aimed at ending the conflicts are underway. A Hamas delegation is expected to arrive in Cairo for discussions on a new ceasefire proposal. This proposal includes a ceasefire lasting 5 to 7 years in exchange of releasing all hostages and ending the conflict. However, Israel has yet to respond to the offer, as it demands the disarmament of Hamas, a condition the group rejects. The ongoing conflict in Gaza has devastated civilian infrastructure and healthcare, pushing the region to the brink of a humanitarian collapse. With over 50,900 Palestinians reported dead from Israeli airstrikes, the Palestinians in Gaza faces an uncertain future. This is Abdihamid Ali, Gbs News.
The paramilitary Rapid Support Forces launched an attack on El Fasher provincial capital of North Darfur, killing more than 30 people. According to an activist group, the region in Sudan West has seen a growing number of attacks in recent months as the war between the RSF and the government armed forces has entered its third year. Dozens of other people were wounded in the attacks, said the Resistance Committee's group, which tracks the war. The RSF renewed its attack on Monday, shelling residential buildings and open markets in the city. Now, the El Fasher, more than 800 kilometers southwest of the capital, Khartoum, is under the control of the military, which has fought the RSF since Sudan descended into civil war more than 2 years ago, killing more than 24,000 people. Now, according to the United Nations, the number is likely to be higher. Russian President Vladimir Putin has proposed direct bilateral talks with Ukraine for the first time since the war began, while Ukrainian President Zelensky reiterated his country's commitment to a ceasefire focused on halting attacks on civilian targets, while Russian forces launched a large-scale drone attack on Ukrainian port city of Odessa, injuring at least 3 people and causing extensive damage to civilian buildings. Here is more on the scene.
President Putin expressed Russia's willingness to engage in peace talks with Ukraine, emphasizing the country's openness to initiatives aimed at halting the ongoing conflict. The Russian leader calls for negotiations has not been directly answered by Zelensky, who has instead reaffirmed Ukraine's readiness for any discussions that will end the war. His statements highlight the skepticism surrounding Moscow's true intentions. Both leaders face international pressure, especially from the United States, which has warned it may abandon peace efforts unless substantial progress is made.
We look positively to any peace initiatives. We hope the Ukrainian regime will also feel the same way. However, we have seen the initial reactions. Our proposal was seen as a game with faces. But there was someone smarter who said that rejecting such a proposal will be a losing game for Ukraine.
Zelensky announced that Ukraine will participate in talks with the US and European leaders on Wednesday in London, where they will seek to push an unconditional ceasefire. Zelensky noted that continued Russian attacks during the Easter ceasefire showed Russia's true intentions, that they are reluctant to end the conflict. With Russia's demand for territorial concessions and Ukraine's insistence on its sovereignty, the path to a meaningful resolution remains uncertain. This is Abdihamid Ali, Gbs News.
Well, it's time for your most favorite segment of the show, the sports news. Let's get sporty. Now, Kenya swept the 2025 Boston Marathon in spectacular fashion on Monday. Sharon Lokodi shattered the women's course record, while John Korir claimed the men's title, which one of the fastest times in the race history. It was a historic day marked by personal redemption, family legacy, and continued Kenyan dominance on the world's most prestigious marathon stage. Elvis Muyodi with more details.
Kenyan runners dominated the 2025 Boston Marathon, with Sharon Lokedi and John Korir both claiming impressive victories on a historic day for the city. Lokedi broke the women's course record with a time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 22 seconds, pulling away from two-time defending champion Helen Obiri in the final stretch, just a year after Obiri edged her out in one of the closest finishes ever. In the men's race, John Korir finished in 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 45 seconds, the second fastest time in Boston Marathon history. His win came just months after his victory in Chicago and was made even more special as he joined his older brother, the 2012 champion Wesley Korir, in the Boston Marathon winners' circle, the first siblings ever to achieve that feat. With this sweep, Kenya extended its dominance on the world's oldest marathon stage, a legacy built on speed, resilience, and a powerful sense of pride. Elvin Muyodi, Gbs Sports.
The 25th Laureus World Sports Awards took place in Madrid on Monday night, bringing together the world's greatest athletes to honor a legacy of excellence and inspiration. Simone Biles, the most decorated gymnast of all time, was named Sportswoman of the Year, while Swedish Paul Volter Mondo claimed the men's award, adding another milestone to his illustrious career. Our very own Elvis Muyodi has more.
The 25th Laureus World Sports Awards brought together the greatest athletes to celebrate a legacy of excellence and inspiration in Madrid. The world's most decorated gymnast Simone Biles was named Sportswoman of the Year, while Swedish Paul Volter Mondo Duplantis captured the men's honor at the ceremony.
So I really want to give a really big shout out to Mom and Dad, Des, my family, BSG, the guys, because I think what I really did well was I really surrounded myself from a young, early age with people that inspired me and that I really wanted to be like. And I think that that's so important to surround yourself with those kind of people. And I definitely wouldn't be in this position, wouldn't be holding any award like this if it wasn't for those people that inspired me so much and made me basically who I am today. So yeah, thank you guys so much. This is crazy, and yeah, thank you guys again.
Biles won gold medals in the team all-round and vault competitions, as well as a silver medal on the floor exercise at the 2024 Paris Games, won the Laureus Award for the 4th time.
If any foster kids are out there watching, or any kids in general, just go get them. You got it. Never give up. Thank you guys so much.
Brazilian gymnast Rebecca Andrade won the Comeback of the Year award after completing her inspiration return from career-threatening injuries at the Paris Games to win the gold medal in the floor competition.
I'm very happy and honored to receive my first Laureus. I'm very proud of it, and I feel blessed by the team I have, by the family I have, who have always believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. I'd also like to thank someone who is here with us tonight, who is very important to me, who has played, as I can say, a very important role in the world getting to know me. I'm not an athlete, I'm Rebecca.
Meanwhile, teenage sensation Lamine Yamal, who helped Spain win the Euros last year, won the Breakthrough of the Year, making him the 6th footballer to win that award. The Laureus World Sports Awards nominees are selected by the global media, while the winners are determined by the 69 members of the Laureus World Sports Academy. The awards have been presented annually since 2000. Elvin Muyodi, Gbs Sports.
Great report there. We have come to the end of the news bulletin. It is always a pleasure having you on board. Let's do this again, same time, same channel. We make your news our business. My name is Stephen George, and our sign language interpreter tonight has been Alan Kiama. Good night.
Everywhere.